So this is it. It's all been leading to this. Ready? Let's go.
Hey everybody, really cool news. Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri in the Black Panther movie, just said some stuff in an interview recently that confirmed one of my big Spider-Man theories for future sequels during the Avengers movies and then during Spider-Man Homecoming to whatever they wind up calling the Spider-Man sequel. So I'm going to play that clip. It's from a larger interview that they did. So no worries, no spoilers for Black Panther. This is all Marvel Phase 4 stuff that she's talking about.
Shuri and Spider-Man for Letitia, yes.
Man, Tom's my friend. And I was contemplating helping him in the future with his suit and stuff, and we were just going back and forth. But I think I would win.
We're rooting for you.
You know, being Wakandan and all. I have good genes for my brother.
Well, rumor has it that there is going to be an epic battle. So I don't know who started that rumor, but it may be just a rumor.
For what?
For this battle. The battle between Shuri and Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think he would let me off, though.
Okay. All right.
You can't hit girls.
Pretty cool, right? The vibranium future of Spider-Man's costumes. I'd had a bunch of theories about how they might integrate the Black Panther movie and their technology into the future of Marvel Phase 4. All kinds of cool stuff. Like, you're like, what if everybody gets vibranium upgrades? Wouldn't that be so awesome? Now the actress that plays Shuri says that they're actually talking about that on the set for the Avengers films. So when she's joking about being Tom's friend and having scenes with him, think about Spider-Man's timeline during Infinity War like this. Like, we see him in the old version of the costume up on Thanos' ship. It looks like it slowly pushes into orbit, so he's starting to freeze, literally. Iron Man probably sends the new armor after him to save him. We learn about how cool and shiny it is, all the secret functions that it has. I've made a couple Iron Spider videos, and they just let that settle throughout the course of Infinity War. He's still wearing it when Thanos smashes him like a bug on this rock here. And as far as we know, these Avengers do not enter Wakanda unless everybody is here for this big Outriders invasion towards the end of the film. So we can probably assume that at least half of the Avengers are in Wakanda by the end of the film, and the other half are with the Guardians in outer space fighting Thanos himself. I don't know that they're all going to be all in the same place all at the same time until Avengers 4. But here's the thing, when she said that she was talking to Tom about these future vibranium upgrades, she was going to help him out with his suit. Just imagine the possibilities. They've already wrapped filming on Avengers 4, meaning that the stuff that they're talking about couldn't have been for Avengers 4. So it sounds like what happens is in the wake of Avengers 4 and then finally defeating Thanos. But you have scenes like you had at the end of the first Avengers film where Tony Stark is looking at the blueprints for the new Avengers facility. Literally, in the case of Shuri, actually building a better tomorrow, and part of that is just this future where they all talk to each other a little bit more. You see more crossover in the Phase 4 movies. Marvel has already figured out that 2 superheroes in a movie is better than 1 superhero. So you have Iron Man and Spider-Man Homecoming. Obviously, there's going to be another Avenger-level character in the second Spider-Man film, but it's also the same for all the other Marvel Phase 4 films. So like Thor is probably going to pop up in someone else's film before he gets another solo film. Like Chris Hemsworth said he's totally down to do another Thor film.
There are rumors that you're hanging up Thor's hammer. Is that true?
Well, my contract's coming to an end. We've just finished the last 2 Avengers, and who knows what the future holds. You know, we had felt like we kind of reinvented that last one in a big way, and felt refreshed and re-energized. So, you know, we might have conversations if there's another great script that comes along. But at the moment, that's it. Yeah.
But he's just waiting for the right script, so it's probably not going to happen for a while. But in the way that you see Iron Man's bleeding-edge armor form around him with nanobots or some sort of technology that just make the suit around him in real time while he's walking around, you now have the Black Panther vibranium technology that does kind of the same thing, but it's more lightweight and it looks more like fabric the way that Spider-Man would wear a suit. The upside being is that he can still have his web shooters, but he can have a costume that can form out of a couple small pieces so that he doesn't have to carry his suit around in a bag. It can actually just form around him. We all saw that Venom trailer. We're all wondering about how they're going to tie that to the Spider-Man mythology because Venom has the Spider-Man symbol on his chest, and you can't really justify having that without having the symbiote have an encounter with Spider-Man at some point or Eddie Brock have an encounter with him. The easiest way for them to do something close to the symbiote without actually going straight up Venom inside the MCU would be for him to just have a costume that can change what it looks like, because vibranium is infinitely malleable. Like, you can actually make it look red if you want. You could actually color it to look like the Spider-Man costume. So just because it's vibranium doesn't mean that it has to be black like the Black Panther costume. There was that trailer that I posted yesterday where Black Panther talks about the vibranium that Iron Man has, and people were like, wait a minute, what's he talking about?
It has a lot of natural resources, one of those being vibranium, which you have a lot of.
Yeah, I got a little.
So I'll add that link to the end of the video, but what I think he was talking about was just Captain America's shield. Like, he actually does still have Cap's shield because it was at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming when they were loading up the Avengers Tower. Now that everybody's coming together during the next 2 Avengers films, everybody keeps asking, will Iron Man get a vibranium suit? Because he gets a new version of the costume every single movie. That's just one of the cool things that he does. Once you go see the Black Panther movie, there will be a little bit more to talk about. Without getting into spoilers, I'll talk about specific stuff at the end of this week. I do think that it's possible that during Phase 4, if Iron Man is still alive after both of the Avengers films, yes, he will find a way to make himself a vibranium suit, but there are too many theories, too much stuff up in the air about Robert Downey Jr.'s ultimate fate in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just because there are so many ways that they can keep him around, but also kill him during Infinity War, and I'm not talking about the time gem. The only thing that this clip confirms is that at some point during Marvel Phase 4, Spider-Man will get a vibranium suit. I think for the most part, for the next 2 Avengers films, he'll just be wearing that Tony Stark Iron Spider suit. But imagine a vibranium suit during Phase 4 in his own Spider-Man movies that can just change into whatever costume that he needs because it's vibranium, so it looks like the classic Spider-Man suit that he wore during Homecoming, but it can also become whatever different version of the suit he needs it to be, the same way that the symbiote would do that. So it functions like the symbiote, but it doesn't also try to take over his mind the way that the symbiote did. Let me know in the comments though, when do you want them to debut that new vibranium version of his costume? Do you want them to do it in the Spider-Man Homecoming sequel, or do you want to see that during a Black Panther sequel? Because they don't talk about it during this interview, but I do think that if they're going to be collaborating on new versions of costumes, like Shuri's going to actually be helping Spider-Man make his new costume, then it's possible that Spider-Man crosses over with the next Black Panther movie, whenever that ends up coming. We don't know when Spider-Man 3 is going to come out, but I do think that there'll be a Spider-Man 3, and I definitely think there's going to be a Black Panther sequel during Phase 4. There is a new round of that Infinity Gauntlet giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and share the video using those tools on the watch page. Congratulations to the winner from my last video, Aqua7. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. There were some really cool details they released about Thor's new weapon, so I'll do a video for that tomorrow, but I have some new flash that I'll post later tonight. Click here for that new Black Panther Infinity War trailer, and click here for new Deadpool 2. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.